Got my LeBron toes out. You see me?
Listen, no, they don't look like LeBron.
Me?
They don't.
Now you saw my feet, and he was like, "Yo,
no,
you know what those
no,
remind me of? LeBron's feet."
No, for real.
That's exactly
not what I was thinking.
No. You saw my feet. You were like,
no,
yo,
your feet don't look like LeBron.
You know who else got crazy feet?
No.
LeBron.
No, that's
right,
not what
let's
I was.
go.
I promise you. I promise you.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stories to lift each other, give hope to push us further, and encourage one another.
So, hello, I'm Derek Monroe, and you're tuned in to another episode of Behind the Scenes Beauty. Okay, so we're going to do something a little different. I'm normally doing this, interview style, but I realize I need to switch it up a little bit going into 2025. This is actually my first episode of 2025. And so I realized I do not like talking to myself. So I decided to bring on a good friend and my antagonist, ACKEEM Emmons. Did I say it right?
They was say, I thought y'all were good friends. You talking about you.
We are good friends, but the thing about it is, I never needed to know your last name. All I needed to know was ACKEEM.
And also he needed to know is anytime he sees me in the gym, he goes that way.
That is not true.
My name is ACKEEM Emmons. Thank you for the lovely introduction.
Of course.
I'm glad to be here with you, man.
Thank you. So ACKEEM, so let's talk about how we know each other so people know.
Okay. I don't think Derek remembers, but we actually, I think, formally met during COVID.
During COVID.
At the park.
At the park.
We were working out.
We was working out.
He came by, I came by, and we just hit it off, man.
Yeah, we just hit it off.
We should work out together at some point. We never did.
And we never did. Never saw you until...
Until many years later.
At Equinox.
At Equinox.
At the gym.
Yes.
But for some of you, you might already know ACKEEM. ACKEEM works for Tonal. He is one of their trainers on there. He's the one that says, pull the lever!
That is my catchphrase. If you know, you know. And if not, you're lucky.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do a couple of things because it's a beauty show. And then also, some people want to know some things. So we're going to talk. We're going to have banter.
No problem.
But
let's talk as if the camera's on here. Let's
do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But we do got to give some information to the people.
Okay, whatever you want.
So summertime is coming up, right? We're gonna start off. We're gonna go into the professionalism, and then we're gonna go into the general pop culture topics.
Okay.
You good?
Yikes.
You ready?
Yikes.
Okay.
All right.
So that's just how this will work.
Okay.
Work with us, people. This is our first episode. All right. So summertime is coming. What do people need to do to get ready? Like the time is now, right? So what would you suggest? What are the top 3 things I need to be doing to get summertime fine? I mean, it don't take much. I'm already 90%. Shut up. This is that. Okay.
I think the answer was in your question. For one, you said the time is now.
Yes.
If you haven't started preparing for summer now, you should have started yesterday. The second thing that you need to do is you can't out-train your diet. So no matter how much lifting you do have to pay special attention to your nutrition. And then last but not least, we speak about lifting. That's a given. Do not ignore your cardio. All right? Cardio and conditioning is very, very important. I understand that you want sexy legs or we want sexy arms and chest and all of the things. But the most important muscle in our body is definitely our heart. So make sure you are not skipping cardio. And those are the top 3 things.
Okay, so does that apply to both male and female? Because, both have different...
We all have bodies.
We all have bodies,
We all have similar goals.
Certain people have different goals and aspirations. Women don't like to look so muscular. So where men tend to... So women tend to lean more to cardio, where men tend to lean more to lifting. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. And I think that both parties can find the compromise to find that happy medium.
Okay. All right.
All puns intended. That happy medium.
Oh. I can't stay.
That's why we sit down.
That's why
we're sitting down.
That is why we are sitting down.
Yes.
Okay. So what are some mistakes that a lot of people make then?
Ooh. I love that question. Number 1, do not follow the fad diet. Why? Because the fad diet is going to be over. Oftentimes it's not attainable or sustainable.
Okay.
Number 2, do not try to do too much in a day. You end up being sore, missing out on a week. That week turns into 2, that 2 turns into a month, and then you've lost momentum or you've stopped before you even got started. And then number 3 is don't train with Derek because he likes to speak Spanish and his favorite word is no. So with that being said, if you have any other gym partners that take it seriously and have real goals, don't call him.
Okay, so clearly we're gonna lie in this because I don't like to work out. I don't like to work out with people. Though. I really don't. I do not like working out with trainers. I like to go at my own pace.
Yes.
But I will, lean myself into working out with you because you do encourage me.
I'm only joking, because I'll be honest with you guys. There are a few times when we've seen each other at the gym, and I bring him in whether he likes it or not.
That's
and
true.
And he goes through the whole session.
That's true.
Crying and fighting, but he does.
And he cries because there are certain exercises that he thinks that he's going to outdo me on. And because he's a trainer, he thinks that, he gets a little... You want to talk about that?
We're definitely going to edit that out.
You want to talk about that?
We're definitely going to
Let's talk about the times that we do exercises and you feel like...
Speaking of beauty,
what
are 3 things, that maybe we can do for the skin?
Wait a minute, though. Let's finish this. But we're going to come back to that. But yeah, so he does get a little upset sometimes because there are times he's like, yeah, we're going to do this exercise. And I'd be like, I don't really want to do it. And then he'd be like, okay, let's do it. We're going to do it anyway. And we do it, and then I'll do it now.
Over.
There's been a couple times that's happened.
I'm just glad that I can empower you.
Okay.
To give you the opportunity to explore outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're very welcome.
Whatever. Okay. So also give me your 3 top exercises. Like what are like if you are in the gym, you have 35 minutes. What are the 3 things I should at least try to get into a workout?
Pull-ups, push-ups, dips. Done. I know a lot of us cannot do it without any assistance. They always have the assisted pull-ups.
Yes.
You can always do an elevated push-up onto the bench, and you can always do your dips on the bench as well or on the machine. The reason why I say those movements are the most important because weights are cool, but moving in the skin you're in is just as important.
Okay.
You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need a bunch of equipment.
I feel like people say that, but it don't be real.
What?
You don't need, when people say you don't need the gym, I feel like you really need the gym.
Listen. Thunderstorms, snowstorms, operational hours. Sometimes you just can't get to the gym.
Oh, that's true.
Then what?
That's true.
Right?
So,
and if you're only limiting yourself to 3 movements, I'm going to say those are important. And they're all upper body. Let's just add in one for lower body. Jump squats.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our beauty. Okay. So you don't watch television and stuff?
I do.
Are you? Like what shows are you watching?
I just finished Severance.
Okay, didn't watch it.
Perfect ending.
Okay.
Perfect time for you.
Okay.
I like the occasional bad TV.
What's the occasional bad TV?
We're not doing that here.
No, I really want to know what's the bad TV.
I know you do.
No, I don't know. What is bad TV?
I love it. I think bad TV is like The Love Is Blind, The Temptation Island, like
Oh,
those
got
things,
you,
the
got
realities,
you,
like,
got you.
Would
you ever
go on to that show?
Any of those shows? You look like the type. Let's
expound on that.
You look very Temptation Island. You do. You look very Temptation Island.
What?
You don't think you look Temptation Island-y?
Oh, I think if you put anybody on the island, things will get
No, but you don't put anybody on. There are some people you do not put on an island and you're not going to get tempted. They're going to be the person that just help you build a hut to live. I mean, you're really never going to really try to have anything with them.
This being your first episode, I really want to focus a little bit more on you.
Okay, let's focus on me.
What shows are you watching?
What am I watching?
Yeah.
So I am so behind on White Lotus.
Okay.
I just really actually started, so I don't know the ending.
I think you and I are in the same boat.
Oh,
I have
you
to
didn't
start
even
to watch that
Okay.
as well. Yeah.
And then to be honest, I'm in this space where I just watch old sitcoms. So I because I really want to be completely politically tuned out because I have to listen to it at work all day. So I don't watch. So I have been going back to, I started all over from the beginning with Different World.
Oh, wow.
I remember the comedy sense was a little different then, though. The 80s is not as funny.
The face is giving.
Because the first couple seasons of it was really not that good.
That's
You know what? And what's so funny is I love Different World, and it went on to be better. But it's just so funny to watch stuff in retrospect. You know what I'm saying?
I feel. I mean, we are two different like generations, but
Oh,
I feel like we have to rewatch a lot of shows because when we watch things when we're younger, it's
don't
a different
feel
brain
red.
train.
Maybe I got
It's
red.
a different brain
Okay.
train. It's a different experience. It's a different time. So to rewatch those shows back then, it's like
Okay,
it's
so
a
because
new
what was
person watching
popular in your generation? What were you watching
it.
when
I mean, classics. Martin,
Oh, okay.
Fresh Prince,
Okay.
Wayne's Brothers.
Oh, okay.
But there's certain movies too that I have to go back and rewatch as well. Like I'm right now rewatching Denzel's whole catalog.
Okay.
You know.
Now, what brought that about? Because he's on Broadway.
Barbershop talk. No.
Okay.
You know, we just at the barber talking about our favorite actors, and someone brought up old Denzel, and we forget these things. He had
True.
a pretty massive catalog.
He does.
So yeah, man, it's been really interesting.
Okay. But yeah, so yeah, I was going back watching Different World and stuff. But I also was trying to catch up with Housewives. I hadn't watched Housewives in forever. And Kenya, which used to be one of my clients, I was trying to really understand why she got kicked off the show. So I felt like I had to watch this season to sort of see, because I did not know.
A little bit of recon.
But
Did you
then-
learn something?
No, because I fell off. I haven't watched the last 2 episodes.
I'm noticing a pattern. It's like a lack
fall
of
off.
consistency.
Basically. I will fall off. That is one thing you will learn about me. I will fall off. Like, you really have to keep my attention on certain things.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first. He is inconsistent. In the gym, out of the gym.
Oh,
and
wait
with
a minute.
everything. All right, let's move
Now,
on to
really?
the next topic.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you know I'm not inconsistent at the
D,
gym.
you have to stay,
We are.
focused.
But don't.
Professional,
Right. Keep it.
personal.
Keep it cute. keep it cute. Okay.
What do you have these cards here
So
for, man?
I have
You
these
playing
cards for.
spades?
So okay, so I've been also on my support black business situation, right? When I came in, you was like, "Oh, what you got on? It smells good." It was by a black perfumer that I had been supporting.
Yes.
So since with everything going on with DEI, I've been very intentional about making sure that I support black businesses, because I know they're not able to be in certain stores anymore. So I want to make sure that my dollars go to help support people. I also believe in sowing seeds into people. I'm really big about that, because I'm gonna have some stuff that I want people to support. So I am the person that tries to make sure I sow seeds into other people's business and dreams and visions, so God will in turn bring it back to me. That's my spiritual moment.
I love that.
So anyway, I was on Instagram and I found this black business right here. They have these are made by black creators. It's a game called Like You, and it's a conversational game. Now, trying to produce the first episode of me and ACKEEM talking in this new podcast format. Oh, not that. not the product hand. Don't you hate that? I hate that. The product hand. But yeah. So it was hard to really figure out, and I think, what we should talk about. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring this game, because this game is a perfect icebreaker to have conversation. And so we're going to pick 3 cards between the 2 of us, and we're going to ask questions.
Sure, I'd love to go first.
Oh, wait a minute.
So, like you, I'm going to read this card.
Oh, okay.
Excellent. So, the question here is,
See?
why is your heart beating out of your chest?
Because I don't know. I felt like I looked at that, and I don't know what it's going to talk about. But whatever. Go ahead. Okay.
Okay. You can pass.
Okay.
Twice.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay. If you could rid the world of one piece of modern technology, what would it be?
Ooh. What modern technology? What is it that fills women's butts? That give them the BBLs?
That's a procedure.
Oh, that's a
Not,
procedure?
technically a
Because I
piece of
really need
technology.
BBLs to go away. If you ain't, some
Let's
people
let's
need
stay
them.
on the question.
But okay.
What piece of technology?
Technology. What would I do for technology? I'm trying to figure that out.
Blenders,
No, I need a
cell
blender.
phones.
We definitely need
Beepers.
cell phone. Do we still use beepers?
I'm not sure. Different generation. I'm so just one piece of technology that you feel that
Oh,
you should
okay.
get rid of.
Okay. I would scale back the internet, though.
How would you scale back the
I
internet?
don't know. I feel like we are too dependent.
Are you limiting the time or are you limiting the information?
Both. You were talking about Denzel. You remember Denzel had that whole conversation. It was a whole video going around on Instagram where Denzel was talking about us getting way too much
So
information.
what is the long-term effect of too much information? The polarization of the electorate? A meaner spiritness?
False information as well, because the
All
whole fake
of it.
news
Pick
thing.
one. Pick one. It's not just one. That's the flavor of the day. Every day is something else. People have to understand. Are you using your device or is your device using you? Can you put it down? Can you turn it off?
You're talking about literally the places people get
All
their information
I
from.
don't care what information. Pick one. Phone, television. You know, it used to be news. Now it's opinion news. Oh, glasses. We have 3 experts on the right, 3 on the left. Let's discuss. Ooh, light bulbs. We have 3 experts on the right. That's not news. That's opinion news.
Well,
Over and over and over. Cycle, 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 cycle. What is the long-term effect of too much information? If you're sitting there and you're thinking it's the gospel, what I'm saying to people is, to all of us, I'm not knocking the phone. What I'm saying is we have to understand, we have to at least ask ourselves, around the world, you here in England, wherever you are, what is it doing to us?
Sometimes too much information is not good.
Interesting.
It builds
Ignorance
anxiety.
is bliss, huh?
Yeah, well, it's not so much ignorance, it's just the fact that we used to, back in my day, like he always tried to act like he's so much younger than me. I mean, clearly I look younger
I'm gonna
than
do
him,
that
but
anyway.
that's
I'm
neither
gonna
here
do
nor
that anyway,
there.
'cause that's
But no, I feel like we're having more anxiety than ever. You don't think that?
There is this one app that lets you be more aware of the crime that's surrounding you. I don't need to know all of that information
Oh,
because I
that
do agree
definitely-
with you that it does increase the anxiety.
Oh yeah, I definitely never needed
So
to
less
know that.
internet.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Next question.
Oh, you tried it. He's a trier. What motto do you live by?
You already know.
Pull the lever. Is that what you do? Is that?
The motto that I live by is don't stop.
Oh, right.
Originated from my dad. First race I ever had in my life. I'm 5 years old. The sun is beaming. We're in the savannah. He's letting me win, but the whole time he's behind me, he's screaming out, "Don't stop! Don't stop, Daffy! Don't stop!" And it kind of just stuck with me. But the reason why I live by that
beautiful,
mantra is
actually.
because once upon a time I wanted to do music. So much so that I built a studio in my closet in my studio
Now,
apartment.
what part? Wait a
I
minute.
said, hold up, wait a minute.
years
Wait a
ago.
minute. What
No,
did
no,
you want to
this
do?
is my
in-
question.
Right, but what did you want to do in music?
We don't have the time.
We do.
So I wanted
that's
to
that's
do
just a quick.
music.
Like I wanted. Did you want to sing?
And
Because I had heard you humming before. and
Unfortunately-
your voice didn't lend to that aspect. So you wanted to be an engineer.
so with friends like that,
Production.
I didn't pursue
Your keyboard.
music.
Okay.
But it's something that
Good talk.
always feels like it's tugging on me. And because I wasn't paying the bills or because I didn't have friends that were supportive,
Right.
I went about and did
No,
other
I
things.
support you.
But I feel that the way that the world goes round is that everyone cares about something more than everyone else. So whatever it is that you are passionate about, despite your friends, despite the economy, despite income, you should pursue your passion because I feel like that's what really makes the world go round. So whatever it is that you do, don't stop.
Don't
that's
stop.
the mantra that I live by.
Okay.
My turn. Do you think there's value in getting a traditional education?
Ooh. Yes. It just depends on who you are in life and what your goals and your purpose are. For me, I didn't go to college, so I didn't. But what I ended up doing didn't require it, and thankfully, I'm a pretty smart person, street smart, I would say. So I pick up well. So I
You're kind
learned.
of debunking your statement.
No,
you
but
said
I
it
was
does depend
depending on the person. But there are people.
So tell us,
that
what are the kind of people that need a traditional education?
there are some people that are instinctually smart that are the people that are, if you're going to be a president of the United States, you need a formal education. I feel like if you're going to be a doctor, you need a formal education.
So depending on the career.
Depending on the career and the path, yes.
Will
But I also
dictate
think
if you need a
people
traditional education.
learn differently. Some people are dyslexic, and so it doesn't work for everybody. So it just depends.
Okay, that was a very safe answer.
No.
We all feel
Do you believe that you
unfulfilled.
need a traditional?
I feel unfulfilled. That wasn't my question.
But
can
that
pick
didn't
another
mean you
card
can't
now.
answer it. You know what? My mama told me about you. Ooh, I was gonna be nice, but that's why I'm gonna ask you this question.
Go ahead.
What is your biggest insecurity?
Ooh.
That's right. Tell the world, people that don't even know you, what your biggest insecurity is.
Wow. I think my biggest insecurity, is success. Because my father raised me to be well equipped, to have a strong foundation before embarking on a romantic relationship. He says you need to be able to protect and provide before you embark on something like that. And I don't think I've had a very serious romantic relationship because of my insecurity in my career.
Because you feel like you need to be able to take care of a woman in a certain way?
Yeah. I think just in case of emergency.
But I mean,
I think that in case of emergency, you
I
should
think
be
you're
able
doing pretty
to-
well.
That's an opinion.
But I mean, so to what extent does that go to though? Like, how far is success? I mean, you have a great career. You very well so taking care of yourself.
Thank you.
You know, you've built this amazing studio. So I don't know to what else you would feel like you would need.
I think right now, at this point in my life, I am now entertaining the idea wholeheartedly.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think I'm now embarking on that. But the reason, I mean, I'm 37, which is like very younger than you. But I think that I'm behind in the game. Like I should have been, you know? So I just feel like I'm a little late in the game in that department. But,
Okay.
So yeah, but I'm excited for the new chapter. Speaking of new chapter, we have one last question.
Yes, we do.
It's the glare in your eyes. Do you believe everyone has a soulmate?
Yes, but that doesn't mean they're all romantic. I think sometimes your soulmate can be your very best friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is the most profound and beautiful thing I think I've ever heard you say.
Really?
And I hear you talk a lot. That's pretty special.
Actually,
I
I'm
think
very
it's your
wise.
turn to ask the question. That sounds like another opinion.
I've actually dropped a lot of knowledge on you, friend.
But that was the best.
Since you're so much younger than me, you act immature sometimes. I have to school you. What do you value?
What do I value? I value the ugly truth. Because sometimes we lie to protect our friends, our family, our loved ones. We lie to protect them. But then they don't know where they stand. They don't know what the reality is. And then that can create resentment and problems and all of the above. So if we have a problem, if there's something heavy on your heart, if there's something I may have done to you, if you resent me because I'm so much younger than you, then let me know so I know where we stand.
Don't you worry about it. I won't never
Go.
Don't you worry about it. I won't never do that.
So
I would never resent you for
I
that.
value the ugly truth.
I would never resent you for that.
Friends, enemies, everybody.
The
Let
ugly
me
truth?
know where I stand.
That
The
your
ugly
feet look
truth.
like LeBron feet?
And on that note, we're going to end this show, right?
Listen, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this very first episode. Well, it's not really a first episode. It's a continuation of the show, but it's just it in a different format. So I'm going to be doing more of these because guess what? You need to get to know me. If I'm going to be hosting Behind the Scenes Beauty, you can't just know all my celebrity friends. You got to know them too. I mean, that's excluding him. He's not a celebrity, but real people. So thank you so much. Thank you, ACKEEM.
Listen, D, I think the world needs more of you.
Oh, really?
Yes,
After that?
The big, the small, the behind the scenes, in the front of the camera. So as long as you're providing us with more of you, we appreciate you. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, man.
Thank you. Also, drop in the comments. Let us know what you thought. Tell us what you think of ACKEEM. We'll have him back, I'm sure, many times. And also, if you have workout questions, please drop them. And also, click like and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Take care.
See that one way.